What up, folks? It's your pal, Coach Vino, and this is the Glass Half Full podcast where we turn setbacks into comebacks. Let's go.
Yo, everybody goes through setbacks, but don't let these setbacks make you take a step back. Step back from the situation, put your brush down, envision the picture you're painting, because everybody goes through setbacks.
All right. Welcome back to the podcast. I am Coach Vino, the people's bartender, and your certified coach from the Boogie Down Bronx. I hope everybody is doing well and really moving along on their path to whatever level of success, whatever type of success that you are aiming for. Coach Vino has got your back. But speaking about that path to success, today I want to talk about giving up. And not necessarily giving up, but the idea that what if I told you there's a 1% chance that tomorrow is the day you finally hit that goal. That tomorrow is the day you finally succeed. If you're someone that's on the brink of giving up, would you take that 1% chance? Or would it not be high enough for you to keep moving forward because you're just frustrated? Because you're kind of just over it? Well, that's what I want to talk about today. What if tomorrow is the day and you gave up? See, we all have dreams, goals, and aspirations. And that's what drives us. That's what's got you listening to this podcast. Some days the journey forward, it feels invigorating, right? Like, yo, I'm amped. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock and roll. You wake up feeling crazy, like on the brink of something great. But there's other days where it feels like you're stuck, right? You're just grinding and you're not seeing any real progress. And I've been in both places. And I continue to be in both places. I'm still grinding. All right. I'm not Jay Shetty. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm a small-time podcaster. Right? And a small-time coach. And a small-time YouTuber. I'll tell you when I get successful enough to be one of the big dogs. You know what I'm saying? You'll know. You'll see. But right now, I'm a small-timer. And there's days when I grow frustrated. But it's also days when I feel crazy dope about what's going on, right? Those feelings come and go. They fluctuate. But here's a question that can shift your mindset. And it can reignite your motivation anytime you're feeling like this is maybe not worth it for you. What if tomorrow is the day that everything changes? If I gave up today and I said, fuck it, this podcast ain't going nowhere, or my YouTube ain't going nowhere, this coaching business ain't going nowhere, and tomorrow could have been the day that thing happened. Oh man, it would eat me up. Right? So think about it. Every successful person you ever admired was once standing where you are right now. Where I am right now. Wondering if they're going to reach their goals. Because they've also faced setbacks and failures and moments of doubt. Because that's humanity. That's what humans do. But they kept going. And in most cases, their breakthrough came probably when they least expected it. You can't predict success. You can only do what you can do to move forward. When you wake up tomorrow morning, imagine that the opportunity you've been waiting for is just around the corner. It could be that call you've been waiting for, the idea that suddenly clicks at the moment when you're like at least expecting it, and your hard work finally pays off. What would you do differently today if you knew that tomorrow success was right there? This mindset isn't about blind optimism, right? It's not like ignoring that there's challenges ahead. It's really about preparing yourself mentally and emotionally and practically for success. Just because success hasn't happened yet doesn't mean you shouldn't be prepared for it. Okay? It's about taking the daily actions with the belief that everything you're doing is building toward that moment. Everything I do with this podcast, with my YouTube, with my coaching, I do it with the assumption that tomorrow is going to be the day that this shit blows up. So how do you stay ready for that breakthrough? How do you ensure that when that moment arrives, you're in the best position to succeed? Well, here's 3 things that I do, right? I stay consistent. I do a podcast every week. I do 2 YouTube videos a week. I keep calling clients, trying to connect. I do workshops. I do all kind of stuff to make sure that I'm being consistent. Because success comes to those who are persistent, even if the progress seems slow. It's the small, consistent actions that build momentum over time. Whether it's practicing a skill, building relationships, or just refining your craft, you have to make sure that you're showing up every single day. There's times where I just don't want to do this, right? But I keep on going. And I keep on going because it's something that I'm passionate about. I love helping people. I love knowing that the struggles that I've been through in my life, the successes that I've found in my life, that I'm able to help others with that information, with that experience, with that knowledge. And even on YouTube with the cocktail stuff. Look, I spent close to 20 years in the hospitality business. I have a deep passion for the art of mixology and the social and communal aspect that comes from it. And I love to share that with my friends and followers on YouTube. So being able to live a life where I'm doing my, what I call, motivation and libations, to be able to share both of those things with the world, even at the small scale that I'm currently at, I fuck with it because it makes me happy. And I'm making a living still. So I can't complain. I can be frustrated that I'm not doing the things and the numbers that I may want to, but I know that if I stay consistent, at some point I will get to a place where I feel a whole lot better. The other thing I keep doing is learning. I'm an avid learner. I just love learning. And the funny thing about it is I hated school. I did well, but I hated school. I didn't like structured learning. I like learning on my terms. You know what I'm saying? Vino likes to do things on his terms. But learning is growth, right? And growth comes from learning. You need to stay curious and you have to stay open to new information, new skills, and new perspectives. Because the more you learn, the better equipped you will be to seize opportunities when they arise. If you think you know it all, trust me, you do not. And learning may actually create new paths for you and new goals. You may think that this specific thing that you are aiming for is it. But maybe the more you learn about that, new things will open up and you may see new avenues for you to pursue. And that's what you have to do. You have to learn, read a lot, love to read, man. Get yourself a library card, get yourself a Barnes & Noble membership, get an ebook. I got my ebook, man. I read that thing every single day. I love it. I have 100 books on that thing. I love it. And I have my Overdrive account on there, which is like an online library where I get all my books for free. And then I buy some books too. I buy a lot of my cocktail books on there, online. But I love to learn. It's also learning is nutrition, man. That is food for the soul, food for the mind. Trust me, you benefit from learning. If it ain't reading, then watch documentaries or go on YouTube and just, find channels that have information on things that are interesting to you and learn as much as you can. And another thing I do is I am flexible. I embrace flexibility. You see, while it's important for me to have a plan about what I'm going to do, it's equally as important for me to stay adaptable. Remember what I said about learning? You may learn new things that make you want to shift a little bit in terms of your game plan. You have to stay adaptable. You stick to your ultimate goal, whatever that might be, but realize that you might have to shift the way you get there, or maybe the ultimate goal itself shifts a bit. Sometimes success looks different than when you originally envisioned it. So you have to be open to changing course if it means moving closer to your goal. Don't be stubborn and say, I'm going to be a shoe salesman and there's nothing else I'm going to do but that. No, maybe that's not it. Maybe you end up becoming a marketer for shoes. Maybe you open up, some sort of shoe donation place. You never know. Things could shift. But at the end of the day, you have to remain open to these changes and be adaptable. So that's my advice for you guys when it comes to, being prepared for the possibility that success is right around the corner. Tomorrow could be the day that you succeed, or tomorrow could just be another struggle, or it could just be another run-of-the-mill day. But if you're prepared for it, trust me, it's going to be so much better for you. Imagine the possibilities and take action today, tomorrow, and every day. And embrace that belief that success is not a distant dream, guys. It's something you're working toward every single day. And it's gonna be a struggle sometimes. But if you believe in what you're doing, if it's sensible, if it's not hurting your ability to function, then keep on going. Anyway, folks, that's all I've got for you today. I hope if you or someone you know would enjoy this podcast, that you would share it and that you would leave a review so that Vino could feed the hungry algorithm. And if you or anybody you know would like to work with Coach Vino, you can find me online at coachvinollc.com, or you could just hang out with me on social media. I can be found anywhere where I'm sharing my love for libations and motivation at Coach Vino LLC. And remember, folks, if nobody else tells you, Coach Vino appreciates you. Cheers.
I find it hard to reveal these thoughts and express what I'm feeling in a hip-hop form, but I was born to succeed, so as long as I breathe, ain't nobody on this earth gonna crush my dreams. Yo, this might be the end of the verse, but this is just the start of a new beginning. Word.